hello there. Welcome. Here I am with my fleet, and I mentioned in the last episode I would like to try and step into a dungeon just to see how it goes. I don't have my full party together. I would like to add at least Julia, the Tinker, to my party, but I'm not quite there yet when it comes to the XP. And so I will need to prepare a bit for that dungeon. I do have the regions, which is good, but what I am missing is I need enough food, which I don't have right now. So I will need to do a little bit of farming and try to get some more rations, because I will need to look for that dungeon. My plan is to go into the dungeon which is close to Trinsic, because there I already achieved avatarhood, partial one, with their virtue. And so I figured, why not go into the dungeon which is close to that, which I think is the seat. And I looked at the map. It's not too far off, but it may be a little tricky to actually get to the dungeon, because it's like it's among some mountains, and I have to find a way to the entrance. And it might take a little while to fight through that dungeon. And so I want to have enough food. And also, it never hurts to kill a few monsters for some extra XP and stuff. So I would like to earn some extra money, buy some more rations, and then go and head into the first dungeon here. So this will not get me any loot, unfortunately, but that's okay. At least I get the XP, right? So now Jeffrey should step to the side, because you can't reach any of those quits anyway. So it's range battle all the way. That's one. And two. Alrighty, that took a little bit of help. So I'm just gonna walk forth and back a little bit, and hopefully I'll get some fights that will give me... There we go. That will actually give me some money. You never really know with those groups, because I would think like, wow, it's a big group of enemies, so I should get quite a bunch of coin for that. But we've seen that before with those fights. Sometimes you fight like 8 orcs and trolls and stuff, and you get, I don't know, 28 gold, and then you fight one orc by itself and you get 40 gold. So I guess it's entirely randomized. And I just realized that my keyboard is slowly falling apart, because one of the arrow buttons is now doesn't quite work anymore. But I can just get a new one. It was high time anyway, because this one has gone through hell already. Been using it for quite some time. And since my birthday is coming up, I can just treat myself to a new keyboard. Come on, Geoffrey. Yay. I will need to rest soon, because those 2 fights already took quite a lot of health. And also, I don't know how long I'll continue this farming. It really depends on how lucky I am with the gold that I loot. Because I don't want to, like, you know, put up a 1-hour video of doing nothing but some combat. Which I know isn't really the most interesting thing to watch, especially with that sound going on. Maybe I should consider, like, finding some licensed-free epic fantasy music and put that under the video. But then again, that would kind of take away from the old school vibe, right? That's not what was going on back then. But then again, I do remember that a lot of times I would listen to some music while playing. I'm putting on a tape, and I still had a record player back then. And I remember, you know, listening to, I don't know, something like Queen, or I remember a certain Manowar album that came out back then. I think it was Kings of Metal. And that fit quite well, you know, when it comes to the lyrical content about kings and, you know, fighting and warriors and stuff like that. I mean, it was a bit silly, like Manowar is a lot of times, or most of the time. But it kind of fit, and I was like, whatever, 11, 12 years old. So, you know, to me that was cool. Alright, no more. Oh, there's a sea snake. So let us set that. Oh, but then again, alright, that won't give us loot either. But doesn't matter, because it was just annoying anyway. Had quite some range with its attacks. And once again, every fight will get me some XP, which is a nice benefit. Yeah, you'd expect those sea snakes to be really, sea serpents to be really tanky, and they are. Come on. Nope. Yeah, I know, it's probably very difficult to hit those tiny sea serpents. That's why all my guys keep missing. Yay, first one. If that serpent would have stayed that way, shooting at me, I couldn't have gotten to it. I couldn't have hit that. But, yeah, I can't. Oh, I can. But it will take me a while. Nope, no chest. So let me hold up real quick. 60 gold isn't really enough to buy a decent amount of food. But I will get there. Almost entirely healed now. So let's walk around and act like I'm not looking for a fight. And I actually lured in a group of rogues. So I'm guessing, let's say I get 48 gold for this when I open the chest. Just a wild guess. To keep myself busy, I guess. Or maybe I now jinxed it. And we'll get 16 gold. Yay! Joffrey got another kill. Very nice. $41 gold. Alrighty. So that will get me 25 gold. Depends on what town I go to. I think in Britain it's 35 gold for 25 units of food. I could take a look at my notes and see. And there is also one place that sells it for 25, So, you know, with that, I could get me 100 units of food. I'm aiming for about like 200 units because I don't know how long I'm going to be in that dungeon. I mean, I can always try to get out with the exit spell. And I just want to like take a quick peek and see how I'll do. And what happens in there because it's been so long. I don't know how well my group will do. And I already took some notes regarding regions for the most important spells, which are up and down, and exit, and light spell, of course, which only takes sulfurous ash. So it's a really cheap spell, and I think it's much cheaper than getting torches. So heal, cure, up, down, exit, light, and also I reckon I will need some dispel spells to get rid of some annoying poison or fire fields, I guess. And I'm glad there's no friendly fire in this game. Wow, 88 gold. Pretty good. So, let's hold up once more. should be enough to heal us fully. And now I am gonna pass a few turns and see whether... I mean, I could act as if I'm going to Moongate, because usually when I try to get in one of those, I'll immediately get interrupted by some enemy group. And currently it's quite peaceful. Oh. No, I don't want to fight these because they will not give me any loot. So another Moongate. Maybe I should move around a little bit. It does wait. I'm not sure whether it is like an Ultima 1. I think in Ultima 1 passing consumed your food slower than walking around, which does make sense somehow. I don't know if it's the same here. It's more... I should move to the... more to the countryside. Because, I don't want to fight those water-bound enemies. But yeah, whenever I'm walking around, I get overwhelmed by enemies. And now, they're hiding. While I'm doing that, maybe I could give you another book recommendation. I recently made a video, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, with my favorite non-fictional books on gaming. And I recommended some books. 2 of them actually were these Through the Moongate books about Richard Garriott and the Ultima games. So I wanted to recommend those. I put the covers in there. I mentioned the author. I explained why I like those books. And I mentioned a few more. But what I did not mention, because I hadn't read it yet, I'm reading it right now, is a book called Stay a While and Listen. And that rings a bell, that phrase. That's of course something that Deckard Cain says in the Diablo games. And yes, it is indeed a book about Diablo and about the creation of Blizzard Entertainment and how they met David Breivik, who was the guy who kind of invented Diablo. And it's really, really an interesting read because, you know, it's about these young kids who really love gaming, and they play Dungeons and Dragons, of course, because, as I said, it's one of the most influential franchises when it comes to gaming. And there are so many developers who played that and were inspired by it. I mean, we see this here in Ultima as well. Richard Garriott definitely was inspired by Dungeons and Dragons, among other things. And so it's a great read because it's so interesting to hear. Like, there are original quotes in there. The author interviewed all these guys, and it's so interesting to read how they came up with all that stuff. So, what I'm gonna do right now, gonna kill another group of orcs. And I think after that, I will go to town and look how many rations I can get. Shouldn't, and that may be enough for a little trip to Trinsic. From there into the mountain range next to Trinsic. I'll show you the map next time to show you where the dungeon is that I'm aiming at. I remember that there was one that was really easy to do, and I do believe it was the one next to Britain, but since Britain, I have not gained partial avatarhood of their virtue. I think I don't want to go into a dungeon. I think I want to only go into dungeons that are related to virtues where I have gained partial avatarhood. And so the one next to Trinsic is related to, what was Trinsic? Honor, right? Or was it Valor? And so I want to go to that. I can also try and find Wrong, which is the dungeon that belongs to the virtue of justice. And I looked at the map, and that's pretty far off. It's far away from you, and it's on the coast. And on the map, it looks as if I can only get there by boat. Of course, I will need to go there, and I will, that's for sure. But I think for just a little excursion into a dungeon to see how it goes, I will go for the one next to Trinsic and see how well I'll do. Two more orcs. Once again, yesterday, while I was rendering and uploading the newest episodes of this little series, I was thinking about the game, and I still think it's pretty revolutionary that at that time, you know, when games were just, oh great, I wanted to go into town, and so I got too close to the Nixies, so now I'll have to fight them. But okay, we'll just knock them out. It's more XP. So anyway, I was just thinking about Ultima and how revolutionary it was that back in 1985, when so many games were so very basic. I mean, I'm not saying that all games were like just stupid and just about, I don't know, like on a Pong or Pac-Man level. Of course there were some games which were more advanced, but still, I mean, considering that, you know, Garriott went from slay the bad guys, you know, lover, slay the bad guys, offspring in Ultima 1 to 3, to, hey, you have to, in order to win this game, you have to be just, and you have to be valorous and honorable, and you know, you have to make sacrifices and stuff like that. And actually, you know, being around the virtues, I thought that was such a weird and, I think, courageous move. I mean, it could have gone terribly wrong, where, you know, the players went like, okay, what? I'm supposed to like be humble now, not supposed to be the big Dragon Slayer hero or whatever. It could have gone wrong, but it didn't. I mean, it's such an influential game. It was so popular, and so yeah, Garriott really did something pretty amazing there. Alrighty, 300 gold. That didn't take too long. Nice. Okay, I think here it is. 35 gold for 25 units of food. Let us... yeah, we can do that. Interest. Nice. So we have donated some spirit. And let's get some food. Oh, that's expensive, but I don't want to travel all the way. Yeah. All right. I mean, I have to go by Trinsic anyway. But I figured let's just pay a little more, overpay a little bit, and at least I now have food. So, as we so often do, I am gonna get some heals. Did lose a little bit of health. There we go. Let's head out again. And I would like to once more, for now, talk to Hawkwind, because whenever we talk to him, it raises our spirituality. So let's see what he has to say. And as usual, I'm gonna go through the different virtues. Honor. First, become a partial avatar. Don't need not my insight. So valor. Does become a partial avatar. Honesty. To be an honest soul, continued honesty will reward thee. Okay, so I'm not there yet. Spirituality. Yeah. He told me that last time. I still have to find the shrine of spirituality. So it's justice. Does become a partial avatar. So we're making progress. Humility. Towards setting strong stones to build our humility on. And let me see. Honesty, valor, honor, sacrifice. Go to the shrine and meditate for 3 cycles. So, sacrifice as well. Alrighty. Don't need to talk to him anymore to level of spirituality, because we've reached the highest rank. We just have to find the shrine. And yeah, we're back on the map. Let us save the game. And next time, it's time to actually head into a dungeon to see how it goes. So I hope you'll join me again. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.